Okay.
9:30. We can't be having a 3-hour podcast tonight, bro. No, I thought we were going out, so I still gonna go out.
Do you have a date or do you not have a date?
I don't have a date, but I'm going out.
Where you going?
With or without you,
Hey,
niggas.
bro, I like the hair today, bro. A little something different. It's not
He looks
very GQ-ish, bro.
No, he just looked groomed.
No, he look like a soccer player, like some famous soccer player.
I got a haircut.
I knew it. I told you. I know my boy. Oh, that boy looking clean.
I see it. He looked groomed. Is that gray hair or
A 3-piece suit?
Yeah,
You want to leave it a little bit. He didn't want to do the all black. Who said that? Yeah.
I like that. You look like you know something, but you don't know shit.
The grays is super strong right now.
I love it. You look like you know something.
No,
Even
it
though
look
you
like
don't-
he got money.
He look like he knows something, but he don't know shit.
Bro, but the fucked up thing is the grays is coming out on one side of the face, so I'm about to be two-faced on the beard. Like one side of my beard gonna be fucking gray, the other side go.
That's gonna be nice.
A little salt and pepper, you know. I'm trying to grow it up.
You gonna keep it at that size?
Are you recording for real?
What?
Are you recording for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, you record there.
Well, don't put this in the podcast. But,
Why not?
Put it all in the podcast.
No, because this is shit that only you supposed to know.
What?
I'm just only people in here supposed to know. So we're restructuring
Oh shit.
at South Beach.
What does that mean? Like restructuring?
We're gonna
Starting from the
we're gonna
CEO or
1 ounce bottles, and we're gonna charge $19 cent. I finally I
Wait,
didn't
what size bottles we got selling before?
two, but everybody thought $31 was too much. So
I said that. I was like, yo, like
no, that's why. Like we would no. It's funny. Da Vinci, he saw that shit. He was like, "Yo, this dude running our shit down." I was like, "I don't think he really running it down." He was like, "Well, they ain't gonna help people to buy it."
You gotta critique it.
But we realized sticker shock might be a thing. It's
Yo,
worth it.
look,
but
I
if
tell
you
you-
really look at all the competitors, all of them charging more for less.
I know, but this is my philosophy as a man, right? Is that I like my beard, but I love pussy. And I don't think I'd spend $30 on pussy. So if I wouldn't spend $30
you
on
wouldn't
something,
buy a hooker for $30
on something out. Nah, if
I don't want no $30 hooker.
exactly.
So you would spend
feel me? Like
more.
Hookers are like cars, right? You gotta spend like a good chunk of money. Like,
Yeah.
that's like buying like a $400 car on Craigslist.
Like
So
you-
then
you need-
buy a $400 car on Craigslist.
you need a luxury ride, my man.
So you need a luxury beard products.
but again,
Not to start off. When y'all blow up, you can boost it.
Yeah.
Not to begin.
you know what I want
We
to
were
say.
just charging what it's worth.
I'm
Well, actually, we weren't charging what
Wait,
it's worth.
you guys knew you were gonna take a
No.
hit like the first couple of years.
no. What I
Yeah,
think
we've been
what I-
open since 2018.
what I think you guys need to do also is like advertise more with dudes with like real beards.
That's I mean,
Because some of the guys on the advertisement they didn't have they had like the low boy like I got right now. You know what I'm saying? I think you had
one of my
you had-
models-
you had the biggest beard of all the photos.
one of my models didn't show up.
Who?
I think his name was Ben.
Damn, bro. We're gonna get that rectified, man. We talked about it.
No, we're gonna do a shoot here in Orlando, and you should be able to make that.
Rectified. Ain't shit getting rectified.
Oh, it's gonna get rectified. We're gonna do a shoot in
powwow.
Miami. You need to not shave.
Oh, you talk about the powwow we had the other day in the whip
Yeah, we got a little power.
when it's like be the bigger man. Just be the
Hold
bigger.
on, bigger man.
I
I've
get
always been
I get so tired of ghosts telling me to be the bigger man.
Well, listen,
like
hold on.
in every situation in life, I can count on Andre to like just keep his mouth shut,
Yep.
right? Like Andre would just be there like
Just shaking.
shaking his head,
He's just neutral.
like everything that goes on, he just shake his head. He like I don't want no part of this. Like I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong. Like I'll listen to you, and then I'll be like, oh, maybe I need to figure it out. But he will not like sit there
And when you ask me for advice, I'm like, do you really want to know what I think? Because you ain't going to like what I say, but do you want to know what I think? And he'll be like, yeah, tell me. And I'll be all like,
So I've been dying to know because I'm a very opinionated person.
Yeah.
What is the benefit of being neutral?
That's a good question.
there's no, like, it's to reduce. All right. So, like, my early childhood was strife with conflict and shit. It was real fucked up. A lot of bad shit happened, right? Even like after my father passed away, other bad shit happened, right? So at that time, like, I realized I'm all like, what is the point? Right? So, like, why waste time, energy, effort, thought on all like that negativity and that bullshit? So I tend to just not care, because in the grand scheme of things, it don't fucking matter.
Or it doesn't affect you.
Or it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't put myself in other people's shit.
Yep.
Like, if they want to vent with me and they want to bounce ideas off of me, I'm cool with that. I'll give them a rational, response of think, okay, maybe this is how you should handle this situation. But most part, man, fuck it. What does it matter? It does not matter.
That's starting to make sense to me. I'm highly opinionated. I always give people like the straight dope. But recently I've realized that it's been more beneficial to just be like, let this shit play out, because at the end of the day, normally what's going to happen is you tell them what you think and they're not going to do it anyway.
They're going to do the complete opposite.
So it's like, it's usually advice is good coming from strangers for whatever reason. Like for people, that's why they go see therapists.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm wasting my energy and my time. And then, you always get disappointed when they don't listen to your advice. So I just asked that because I was just like, I've been the kind of person that always kind of like you, like be the bigger man or whatever my advice is, that's what it is. And so I'm highly opinionated.
Yeah, but
I'm starting to be like, you know what? Fuck it.
Listen, hold on. Before Powder gets his piece in, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are downsides to it, but it does definitely make it easier to like just keep moving forward.
No, so what I think. And this, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Being neutral is better for you, and then being the bigger man is what's best for the group.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So Andre being neutral, like the whole world is burning down, and he's just walking through life. It's just.
I guess we're gonna have to rebuild. How am I gonna do that?
You motherfuckers is like it's like when you walk through like a neighborhood and everybody's poor and you the only one with money. You like, damn, y'all eating off the floor? The fuck is going on over here? Where Ghost is like, yo, man, shouldn't we all break bread with each other? That way none of us are eating off the floor. And I'm like, man, well, fuck that. Like, this ain't that and this ain't this. And he's like, yeah, but be the bigger man. And I'm like, how many times you going to use that excuse on me? Like the thing I got to figure out with myself is, am I wrong because I have to keep being the bigger man? Like, and I keep getting in these situations, like, is it me that's the issue, or is it just everybody around me? Like God seemed to like put me in these situations where He wants to like test my patience.
Some of these situations you put yourself in, like the ones we're not going to talk about, you put yourself into some of these situations.
That's off-air topic,
and yeah, it's an off-air topic, and some of those situations where we say like, "Yo, be the bigger man." It's not about like someone was wrong. I think it was just like a lack of communication, like we said the other day. Yeah, just lack of communication.
If nobody ever talks about it,
especially being
then
a man,
it won't get talked about and it won't get resolved.
Well, I get it, but the thing that worries me about being the bigger man is that my short temper. Right, like I'm real understanding to a certain degree, and then when I hit that degree, it's like water. Right, you could add heat to water and water be fine all day. But when water hits that boiling point, like you got, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
But I think that's everybody, bro. You just have to learn how to vent, so that it doesn't get to that temperature.
I think my boiling point is a lower level than most other people, especially when like in my head I'm right. Like what was that? It was 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie. Mm-hmm. Remember Terrence Howard was his homie?
Yep.
He was like, yeah, I was wrong, but I could have been right. So I was right because I could have been wrong, but I wasn't wrong. So maybe I'm right because I could have been wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some type of weird logic to it. Like maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm not. But, I'm like, all right. Maybe it's worth a conversation sometime in the near future. Like maybe, I'll do it. I'm not sure.
You will.
I was also drinking heavily that day before 1:00 in the afternoon.
You will.
I'm drinking now.
You will.
And because you were so fucking late,
I'm sorry. Like, shit happens.
Almost tipsy.
I overslept.
I woke up. I had to do some things. I took a nap.
You'll just get one of those naps that you got to take in the middle of the afternoon.
Did you get all your errands done yesterday?
I worked yesterday.
You told me you had a whole bunch of errands.
The day before.
The day before.
Look me in my eye when I tell you this, Powder. You're a whore.
If I was, I wouldn't have all the problems. I'm having. Like, I got most of the shit done. Like, I had the hardest thing I had to do the other day at the crib was like, I've been living in the same place for 9 years, and sometimes I work a lot, and then I don't clean as often as I should. Sometimes that shit happens. So, like, the caulking in my bathroom is just old. Mm-hmm. So it was, like, kind of, like, turning to, a yellow.
Yeah.
So I had to fucking rip the shower door off of the tub, scrape off all the old caulking off the shower door, put it back, and then, bro, it's just a pain in the ass.
I wouldn't have did that shit. I would have just put some bleach on it and called it a
You
day.
can't, like, it was at the point where the bleach won't gonna help.
Damn.
So, like, believe me, if it was that easy, I could just spray some bleach on it. It would have been like a fucking cop, dropping contraband on a guy.
This
Sprinkle
is why
some crack
I
on him
actually
and
don't
get
want
out
to be a homeowner, because then I got to do
Nah,
all this shit. See, now I can just call maintenance.
I used to be like that too.
But I think it would be different if I owned the place, because like I think I would take a little more pride in the place. Like, even though I've been there 9 years, it's basically my home. Like, I don't like to put money into it, knowing that I may not be there a year from now.
For the first 18 years of my life, I did extremely hard manual labor, and I told myself I would not do it again. So,
is that why your hands are so soft?
Yes. Oh. So, in that case, I'd be like, I grew up on a farm, bro. Listen. We had acres,
but I just caught you in a lie.
Acres of land that we had. My mom refused to get a push mower. She was like, I got 2 mowers right here, me and my brother. And so we're out there in that hot Mississippi sun, pushing mowers, picking peas, killing hogs, slaughtering hogs, smoking hogs. I grew up on a farm. This is some crazy shit. Shelling peas. Our thumbs turned a permanent purple. I think I just finally got the shade of purple off my thumbs maybe a couple of years ago. But no, so like, I get it, but I would just hire somebody to do that. But I admire somebody that can do it. My thing is, I can do it, and I know I can do it, and that's good enough for me. I can fix a car. I know I can fix a car. I'm going to hire somebody to do it for me, because time is money. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, I caught you in a lie, because if your hands are soft, that means you jerk off with lotion, and then you damn sure
no, my hands are soft
boy.
because I take care of myself.
Yeah. Well, anybody
have you ever seen me when my skin is not clear, my hair is not soft, my shit is not, bruh, I take care of myself.
Nigga, what hair?
My facial hair.
Okay.
By the way, since nobody else is going to do it, go to southbeachbeard.com. And you too can be like your boy, with that soft hair.
Hashtag sacrifices.
Hashtag sacrifice. I be sacrificing for you hoes. I've sacrificed an hour and 20 minutes because somebody wanted to be late.
Told you, man. I fell asleep. That's my story that I'm going to stick to.
It's quite obvious.
And with
nice story.
And with that, we go kick off another episode of the Two Dev Crew podcast. This is season 2021, episode 24, if I'm not mistaken. So we went away from episode 25. How y'all boys doing today? Andre, Ghost, Urgoff.
Powder, I'm fantastic.
Relax.
I feel good. I'm a little buzzed, but I'm good.
We chilling.
Damn, we made it to August, man.
We made it to August. It's
Hey.
the 31st.
Yeah.
Listen, we had 25 episodes last year.
Yep.
We're at 24 now. We'll be at 25 pretty soon. I mean, it's a good thing for us. I know we were shooting for 50 this year. Probably ain't gonna happen.
Too many vacations.
Yeah,
a lot of vacations.
Maybe 40.
Yeah, football.
What do you got?
Football season coming.
Football season coming too. I mean, this shit gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Episodes may drop to if we do the longer episodes, then they may drop to twice a month.
This one can't be one of those, homie. I got shit. Hey, listen.
I got shit to do today. Yeah, I had shit to do too. That's why I took a nap.
Yeah. Uh-oh. He breaking out the Bible.
The Bible, man.
All right, so we go kick off this episode with every other episode.
With chapter 4?
With a law from 48 Laws of the Game. You know, Pimpology 101 by Pimp and Ken.
Before you do that, Powder, I'm going to try an experiment. This just came to me.
Okay.
I'm going to hype all you. I'm going to hype y'all like none other today. And at the end of the podcast, I want y'all to tell me how you felt with me hyping you. So let me break it off to my man, the dashing, the fantastic, my friend, Powder. Go ahead, break us down with the law.
What you trying to be my hype man?
I'm everybody's hype man today.
Fuck I look
and
like?
I want y'all to tell me how that
That's
shit
Diddy,
feels.
man. That's
What
Diddy.
the hell I look like? The Notorious B.I.G.? You want to dance in my music videos?
No. Listen,
Where's
this
Suge
I
Knight
saw
at?
some shit.
I'm going to
I saw
death
some
row.
shit
Yep.
on social media that said your energy introduce yourself before you even speak. And I internalized that. I was like, that's cool. That's cool. So I'm going to put out some good energy, and I hope my boys feel it, and I hope they appreciate
Oh, you
it.
want
So
to start
by
this
the end of
podcast
the
off with some
podcast-
positive energy?
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
By the end of the podcast, me doing all my hyping, I want to see how y'all feel at the end of the podcast. That's all.
All right.
So,
Anybody feeling more positive right now?
I've been positive, man.
how you feel, Andre?
Ghost
We
just
don't get positive. We
Ghost just
stay
waited.
positive.
He waited for
Okay.
August 28th.
August
All
draft
right.
night.
So, Powder, you dashing, blue-eyed soul motherfucker, you take it.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Take that.
So we're at law 5 of 48.
Damn.
We've been doing this for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 5 episodes. I mean, it's been a little bit longer. So law number 5 of the game. And tell me what you think. Prey on the weak.
Woo. That's a tough one.
Yeah, because if it's talking about females, I mean, as men, we do prey on women that that are fragile.
But it didn't say prey on weak women. It said prey on the weak.
Man, we
So-
know what
so-
that
so-
means.
so this-
it's a pimp book. It means prey on the weak women.
That
No,
can mean, that
yeah,
can
but
be-
women can be pimps too. So that prey
right,
on the
and-
weak.
And
So
that could
that-
be
so like
weak pimps.
just like Kevin Samuels, like the modern woman looks for a dude to take care of her, a simp.
Yep.
So they prey on the weak.
Yep.
Dudes with low self-esteem. I mean, I'm taking this as an account, not as pimpology, but as a game of life. And I think prey on the weak, the word prey is one of those suspect words that get you there. But I think it makes sense, because prey on the weak means take advantage of the situation. Right?
Wonderfully said. My opinion,
My man over here, that's indubitably.
Wonderful said. No, bro. Like, okay, so props to you for the last podcast because you was out there spitting gems.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. You was out there spitting gems. You my nigga. That's the second thing. Like, I rock with you. But for me, like, I've always been told to stand up for the weak. You feel me? And that's kind of been my mantra. So I'm literally at opposition with what that says because I try to, like, if I see somebody getting taken advantage of, I'm gonna put them up on game. If I see somebody that's being bullied, I'm gonna step in. That's just how I've always been. I've gotten into fights because men want to slap around their women, and that shit's not gonna happen around me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the same breath, there's a time and place for everything. And I really believe that because in business, you kind of have to take advantage of like people's weak constitution. So I don't want to seem like a hypocrite. I mean, I feel like there's a certain path that
I think
nature
you're taking it
carves.
too literally.
Yeah,
though.
but don't you think so prey on the weak, right? To me, it would be like when it comes to like the medication game, right?
Okay.
You have a disease or some type of chronic illness that requires medication.
Yeah.
Big pharma has remedy cost them pennies on the dollar to make, charge you a ridiculous amount of money.
$300,
right? Like the EpiPen. Remember the shit with the EpiPen?
Yes.
Right.
Like people need the EpiPen to live. The EpiPen costs you how much to actually make?
$500, $600, $700. Yeah.
But that's how much it costs you to buy it. But how much it costs you to make it?
Yeah.
Almost nothing, right?
Like $5 or $10 to make an EpiPen.
If that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're making in mass quantity. So what they do is they find something you need, and then they prey on it. I mean, it's the same thing with creditors. But what do creditors do? If you don't have good credit, I'm gonna give you a credit card, right, with $1,000 limit, money that you never seen before, right? And you like, fuck yeah, I got credit. You didn't see the 35% interest rate that's compounded. Right? Has anybody here been suckered into a credit card though?
Yeah, when I turned 18.
They sent me a fucking card.
Yeah.
What I've seen now on credit card statements, right? Which I guess is a little bit of a kind of like eye opener. It tells you how long it's going to take you to pay off the card if you make the minimum payment.
They used to didn't do that shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's still now if you look at it. Right? Say you got a $500 credit limit, you spend $500, you're making the $25 minimum payment. Right? It ain't like, 25 payments, $25 payments, that's 4 into 100, so that's what, 20 payments and I'm good? Like, instead of it taking you 2 years, it's like 48 to 50 payments.
Oh, wow. Because you're paying the penalties.
You pay the interest?
The interest is based on whatever balance you have.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
But see, when you read the law and I think about it and I apply it, I don't think it just means weak, right? Because strong people could have weak moments, right? And in the moment they are weak. You was talking about the credit card thing, right? So like I had bad credit and I knew the only way to get good credit was to get a loan and pay that shit off. The bike, that was a predatory ass loan, like super predatory ass loan. But I got it because they would give me the loan, and then I use that to my advantage. So when the book says prey on the weak, I don't think it means literal weak, but I take it more as seize an opportunity, right?
Well, kind of like when they say like people are on a rebound, right? In a relationship, like and it's like quick, like if you seen you dudes and y'all was on to a chick and the chick's like, chick just broke up with a dude. Yep. She vulnerable.
We seen it.
Right? You see it.
That's a little scummy. I can't go behind that.
But that's, I mean, prey on the weak could be so many things. And it's like, as much as we don't want to admit it, it is a prime law of the game, whether it's the game of, financial gain.
AMC and GameStop. Those hedge funds, you wouldn't consider them weak, but they did some dumb shit that put them in a weak situation.
So they were vulnerable. So people preyed on the weak. So, but it's an institutional. It's a law, and that's why, like these laws in this book, as of a joke you may think it is, like these things are serious. Like you follow these laws, it's like preying on the weak. Like I'm looking for my moment of opportunity to make it big. Right. Like you create a niche.
To Andre, you're one of the smartest motherfuckers I know.
He is. Yeah,
he
is. No, really, he is. Like if he applied himself, have you ever had an IQ test, Andre?
I have.
This dude dick riding today.
It's high, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, it should be. Anyway,
out here you out here riding dudes like a fucking rodeo show.
He over here taking my hype away. But no, seriously,
I'm a realist, sir. No, it's not.
But that was a real thoughtful approach. And yes, I really feel like you should take advantage of moments that you can. I don't think that I think preying on the weak, like you said, can usually always go to, okay, I'm gonna prey on somebody when they're, but yeah, taking advantage. Now, if we're looking at it from the perspective that Andre sees it, then I'm all for it, because like we have to seize our opportunities.
Yep.
Because that's
whoa. Don't make me out to be a saint. Listen. You can raise someone up while still taking advantage of them. I do it all the time. I do that shit all the time. I can. If I'm raising someone up,
you have employees that you do that to all the time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm raising them up and taking advantage to benefit.
Well, that's the nature of sales. And obviously, I own a retail company, so you want to raise people up. You want to make them feel good about themselves. enough for them to be able to help you out as well. And I think at that point, it doesn't necessarily, it becomes a symbiotic relationship. It's not necessarily like,
I'm taking advantage of you.
I'm taking advantage of you.
I mean, how much of a choice did they have? If you saw an opportunity, you took advantage of it, right? And they didn't really have a choice, right? You
we're
took
not
advantage
forcing
of
our will on somebody. Taking advantage of
in some instances.
Well, now that would be that, but that wouldn't be taking advantage. That would be creating the advantage. So we're saying taking the advantage. You see an opportunity, you take it.
Mm-hmm.
That's different than if they didn't have a choice or you suckered them into it. That's a little bit different because now you have forced your agenda on them person. So it's a little bit different. I don't feel guilty about taking advantage of a situation that presents itself. If I create that situation and then take advantage, I think that's more or less praying. That's the way I see it. But by the term that I define preying on the weak. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think?
So if you have a young lady that just got out of a relationship and you're interested in her, you know that they were in there for like deep 5-10 years. Wouldn't you call that taking advantage of the situation?
Not necessarily. If you know that you're a good match, if you know that you've had chemistry prior to whatever happened, I don't think so. I think it's more or less that, yes, you're, like Andre said, you're capitalizing on a situation where, okay, now they're single and we've got this history. But I think if you're responsible in your part of it, like for me personally, I know this person. I know that we would be good. I know that this, that, or the other. I think that's taking advantage of a situation.
See, I feel uncomfortable with it in the context of a relationship.
Why?
Because it feels wrong, right? Because
it becomes predatory,
right? It feels predatory. Like in any other situation, like it's cool, but like in a personal relationship, it feels wrong.
But you know what's crazy though?
The word prey means you're a predator.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but you know what the whole funny thing of this whole shit is? Is that if it was women talking about it, it'd be perfectly all right.
Yeah.
But we're 4 dudes in the room talking about like, yo, if a chick broke up with a man's and we was trying to roll in and be like, yo, that's a predatory situation. But when a dude, how many times you see like one of the women shows?
I really don't think that's predatory. But I really don't.
But I'm saying,
women
it would be looked at like, oh, you want some predator shit. But if you watch like a show like that was based, you know,
The View.
I mean, like for an audience that more directed towards women, like a show like Girlfriends or something, and then like the girl was like, "Ooh, he just broke up with his girl," and the girls would be like, "Oh, it's your time, make your move." You know, they gonna come out wearing the heels and doing other things, trying to like get your attention and shit.
Yep,
right.
But
it wouldn't be.
It's still predatory, but they wouldn't consider it predatory.
Who in their mind would consider it predatory?
I would consider that predatory.
Okay, so
it's just as predatory. It's just as predatory as what we were just talking about.
Let's back up. Let's see if we can put ourselves in the mind of a person.
But I'm saying, like, that's the double standard of life, right? Is that
this is a bad topic for Lady B to not be here? So give us the other side.
But all right, so you think we should like cut this topic short and like leave it?
No. Let's express ourselves. We'll have her listen to the segment and give her opinion next time she comes back.
Yep.
What you think
about
that?
Which is not going to happen, but you know. No, you know what?
What do you mean she's not coming back?
No, I'm just saying we'll forget about it.
She's not going to listen? Like, what are you trying to say?
No, we'll probably forget.
We'll probably forget.
Hashtag.
What did you do?
I didn't do shit. She's moving.
Okay.
By the way,
I was just...
I hope you're having a great move. I did offer to help.
Yeah, I like it.
By the way.
Mm-hmm. All love. I'm waiting for mac and cheese.
She's got people.
Yeah, I want my mac and cheese.
Oh my god, I had fucking mac and cheese today, bro. It's been 7 months,
bro. If I didn't cook it, it was garbage.
Listen, not only did I have mac and cheese today, I had fucking ice cream.
Did you have barbecue with your mac and cheese?
Yes, I did. I went to 4 Rivers.
Whoa! I was bro. That's weird. I was just thinking in my head. I bet he went to 4 Rivers. That's crazy.
Yeah, but they opened the 4 Rivers in Daytona.
Okay.
It's about time.
So I got pulled chicken. I got 3 sides with it: green beans, 2 macaroni and cheese. After that shit, I went and got Jeremiah's Italian ice. I got a cookies and cream vanilla gelato. The night before last night, I had fucking pizza and Oreos.
So keto diet is that like is keto diet gone?
He just cheats.
I
love it.
And
bro.
When you work hard, you deserve
Let me
a break.
suggest the next time, don't get 2 mac and cheeses, just get 1 and then get a
Listen, I had
baked beans because Four Rivers baked beans.
I had not had macaroni and cheese in 7 months. Okay,
right, but you
ever since me and Andre came back from Atlanta and we was like, oh, you know, the Magic City changed us and we were trying to do fucking keto and shit.
Yeah. By the way, you look great. How you guys doing with your diet?
God damn it, man!
I've been off that diet for a couple of weeks,
got
man.
off,
I fell
man.
off.
But you still look great. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Every day trying to go to the gym.
Get off.
Trying to get ready for North Carolina. Gotta look
man,
good.
let me
and fit.
I see you.
Listen,
Nice and fit.
I see you, King.
Come on, man. You dick riding too much,
bro. If you're not responding to my hype,
get off my nuts. You riding me like a rodeo show.
Well, shit. Let's call it Ralph Morgan. Ain't run that shit. Go ahead.
Look, you gonna go let the arm hang out.
Yeah, we gotta let the arm hang out.
Look at him. I see him.
I got the kettlebell right there. If you want to get some reps in while we record,
I see the cut right there.
He's sitting here trying to floss the muscles in front of the
I
rest
see you,
of us.
doctor. I see the cut right there.
You gotta go get you a couple of like the V-necks to wear around. Because look, they naturally just gonna ride up. And
I see you, Dr. G.
You need the ones with the cuts on them.
Yeah.
What was that video I sent you guys with Stuart when he got real like? That was motivation.
That man said, "I've got veins. They carry blood all over my body."
His titties start shaking, bro.
You don't remember
Stewie,
that Family
man.
Guy episode?
The Family Guy when he took the steroids.
Where's my money?
Yeah, and then like Brian was trying to get out of his pants. He was like, up. I'm just kidding.
Oh God, man!
All right, what we got next, Pat?
I don't know if I fuck with no steroids. I don't ever want to be that big. You know what is cute though? Me and Ghost bought the same shirt when we went shopping last week.
That's cute.
We did, man.
Like me and Andre have never bought the same shirt together.
No.
Well, you don't go shopping with me, but I would buy the same shirt with you.
How you buy? I didn't think about that. How you buy the same shirt? Y'all are cut different, so
I mean, we bought a different size.
We bought different size.
Yeah, but it'll sit different.
But it was like the same type of look.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously wants to get fit and to be tight on him. My shit gonna be a little loose, but you know, like who knows? Maybe I swell up. I'm on the tip. I'm 12 days till MegaCon. I got to fit in that Spider-Man suit. Just
Potter, what's your blood type?
I don't know. Sexy.
You don't know your blood type for real?
I don't know my blood type.
I don't know mine either.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to get some?
No, I was gonna say I can get the fat sucked out of me, and you can put it in you.
Who the fuck what?
A super spreader?
The only thing I want to hear sucked is my dick, man. I don't want nobody sucking no fat.
No, I'm saying out of me and you.
No, I don't need no fat. I'm straight.
You need some to fuel your muscles, bro.
No, man.
Look at you.
Get off my dick, man. Shit.
I'm
fuck, man.
I'm super positive.
Listen,
the title of this episode is
Urgoff. You with kindness, man.
Hey, good vibes, man. Good vibes.
Listen, the title of this podcast is going to be Urgoff is super positive.
Yeah, I gotta find.
I love you boys.
Super positive. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this whole thing with the baby. All right, so the baby was at Rolling Loud, right, and he said some shit on stage, and then it just went left from there, right? Homophobic slurs,
indeed.
Like I don't know, like okay, so here's what I gotta clarify, right? Like I think homophobic is not the right term for the word.
Oh, it was homophobic.
I think it was more like it was just hate talk. Like homophobic means you have a fear. Like phobias are a fear,
right?
Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's a fear. And homophobic would be like it didn't seem like
used.
Yeah.
Like the way they use it, it is.
I think it was a derogatory rant towards whatever you want to call that community, LBG.
TQ. And I think
they added an I. They added an I.
I thought it was an H.
I thought they
What's
called
the
it.
I?
I think I heard somebody call it the alphabet community once.
The alphabet mafia.
Yeah. So, but it's just weird, like I don't know as a celebrity like that's the type of thing you want to do.
Nah.
Right? If that was your feeling, cool. I mean, not cool, but keep that shit to yourself, especially when you're in the public eye. Because the thing is that people feed off of your energy. Just like you here today, trying to suck everybody off, to make sure we have a good show.
Motherfucker. I'm trying to make you feel good. And this is the thanks I get for trying to. You know what? I'm still gonna boost you.
I appreciate it.
You know what? I appreciate you too.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you too, Ghost. Your insights are spot on. By the way.
Yo, so I don't know. I want to say I hope he was on drugs.
So here's my thing. Going back to what you had said, building off of what you said with phobia, I think it might actually be a phobia because they understand that. They understand all of the education that community has put forward. So at that point, you fear that it's going to either make too much sense or that it's going to quote unquote take over. But I don't think that's the case. I think people that don't acknowledge that community are a little afraid that they would be associated with it, or that, and that's not the case. Like, I can say, you know what? I stand up for people that are gay or lesbian or whatever. And I live my lifestyle how if you continue to live yourself as genuinely as possible, those two aren't going to get conflated. They're going to call you an ally. They're not going to call you a gay person. They're going to call you an ally. And so my thing is, like, I think phobia is kind of appropriate for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just wonder, like when you talk like that, like I just wonder. It goes the same thing with society at all, because it could be like we're talking about like, the gay community now. We could talk about like the black community. Like, when do people just like fucking finally just say fucking and just accept people as
real?
people?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think we're anywhere near that.
But the thing is that like I'm at the point like where I think like one. I don't think society is anywhere near there, but I don't think we do any service to one another by creating communities versus like just forcing this shit on everybody. You know what I'm saying? So like if and this happens, right? Like, you have a gay bar, right? It's a known gay bar.
Mm-hmm.
So you do get everybody that goes in there, gays, not gays, whatever, but by it being known as a gay bar, don't you like kind of you kind of set the stigma that,
if you
it
go
has
in
to
here,
be done in progression. Everybody needs a safe space.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand it has to be done, but it's at some point where we as society, we just got to fucking say fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what you are to me.
That's not on the gays though.
Society. But that's what I said. Like that it's not only just with gays though. It could be black. It could be. I mean, they had the Asian hate that was going on during COVID. When it's society just ain't ready for it. But the more we do it, the more we're creating pockets. And I feel like at some point we're gonna be like the fucking districts in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Well, I get you, and I agree, but like I said, I really feel that that's not on whatever community.
I'm not saying it was on the community. I said it's on society.
Oh yeah.
It's on
Exactly.
society
So
because society is not acceptant to shit that goes on,
and they should be, because
You
at
know,
that
like,
point,
again,
then there wouldn't be no need to designate.
It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter
anywhere.
what religion you believe. It doesn't matter
Exactly.
who you choose to date.
Exactly.
None of that shit matters to anybody but you.
Exactly.
Right? You're cool. I'm cool. You don't push your shit on me. I don't push my shit on you.
And we can hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just those stigmas. When you set those stigmas, if you're not ready with an open mind, it becomes something else. Just like, I mean, you could go as far as say, this is a redneck bar, right? Would people of color feel comfortable going there? Some would, but some wouldn't, because it'd be like, yo, that's a redneck bar.
I know I wouldn't go
I
to
think-
no damn
I
redneck
think-
bar.
It's an important step, right? Because right now for forever we've been in a situation of like, you got to know where it's going, where you're going to be, where you can feel safe, right? So by outwardly pulling, hey, yeah, this is a gay bar, that lets you know, hey, this is a place that caters to people like yourself. And then it also lets other people know, like, hey, don't walk in here and get surprised when you see, you know, two dudes or two chicks making out and then have a freak out.
Yeah.
You know you're walking into a gay bar. Like, you say a redneck bar, right? Yeah, I party everywhere. I'm hesitant to party in a redneck bar because a redneck bar could just mean it's some country folks that love some country shit. It could also mean it's some good old boys that like some country shit. And I see there's not enough of a distinction there for me to ever feel comfortable going into.
Or it could be some Confederate flags.
There could be some Confederate flag. Well, even the Confederate flag, because there are some people who run that flag who aren't inherently, you know, racist.
Yeah.
They need
Which
to be
is
educated
confusing
more,
as fuck. I wish everybody who was racist had like a spider tattoo on their elbow, like they do in prison. Then I know who not to fuck with. But I think it's an important step. Before we can get to the point where everybody is just cool, you have to know like where you are. So like,
But you know what's crazy?
what?
Is that we can't figure this out, right? Who's racist, who's non-racist, this and that. But the first thing we're going to segregate in probably society is who's vaccinated and who's not. Right? They are literally going to sit there and put a wristband on you or something that says
Right.
you're vaccinated
They
or
should.
you're not.
Damn non-vaccinated people.
Can we just give a round of applause for Powder for that segue?
You did good, man.
Bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You did good.
Come on. Get off my nose.
That was
But I read that like there are already bars and restaurants in like New York City that you can't sit down and eat if you're not vaccinated. Like you have to show proof of vaccination before you can walk in.
So I want to briefly propose something, and I'm not saying this is anybody in the room or anybody that we know, but if you know that you are resistant to the virus, should you be forced to have a vaccination? Because technically, if you're resistant to the virus, then
no,
you're not gonna get it to the level of spreading it anyway.
I don't think you have done enough research because it's like the flu, right? The flu and COVID are very similar in bodies. You can get the flu this year, not get the flu for 5 years, and get the flu again. You get the flu shot, it doesn't mean this isn't like chickenpox where you get it once and you're good for life.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? No, this is something that you get it, your body builds antibodies, and then over time those antibodies go away because they're not fighting anything, and then you end up getting it again.
Or it like the common cold, which is the reason we don't have a cure for the common cold, is because it mutates and changes. So you may be immune to the current versions, but if enough non-vaccinated people get it and it continues to mutate, it becomes a strain that you're not immune to.
Yeah, but this is something that they talked about when the virus first came out.
Right.
When everybody was on lockdown and in the house, they were like, you don't understand the human body. So the first thing any human being has to understand is the human body. Your immune system is a constantly evolving system, right? So your immune system builds antibodies based on your environment. Just like your body builds immunities to your environment. Like Eskimos can be in the cold because they're there every day. So their
allergies too. Yeah.
Their bodies adapt, allergies, everything like that. So what they were saying was that with everybody being a clean freak, with all this like sanitizing, you're killing the bacteria that your body naturally takes in that keeps your immune system. Imagine your immune system being at the gym, right? It's working out every day. It's nice and strong and fit. Now you cut out its workout because you don't have bacteria on your countertop. That's why they said like one of the prime things for babies to do was to crawl on the floor and stick their hands in their mouth.
Oh yeah,
right? Because then they would be getting bacteria, and their immune systems would be building.
Oh yeah, no.
So when we do these things, your body's not used to it. Then in the long term, you end up getting fucked, right? Because again, like you had COVID first strain, your body built immunities, but if you're not exposed to COVID on a prolonged basis, your body doesn't. Hey, I'm not fighting COVID no more. So your body stops producing these certain antibodies to fight COVID.
But my question is, do we have the vaccination?
The vaccination requires a booster every now and then. So the vaccination ain't even perfect.
I was going to say, even the vaccination would require a booster.
Yeah. So there's
I mean, I remember I got all my vaccinations as a kid.
Yeah.
But I remember I had to get what they call a booster shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to get a booster shot. Like,
but until they can come up with a long-term cure for COVID, which probably won't happen the way it mutates, the only sure way to get rid of COVID would be lock everybody in a fucking room.
Lock everybody down, then vaccinate everybody. And then that way there's no active strain passing from person to person, changing along the way. Yeah. Think about it this way. Have you ever had a Z-Pack? Do you know what a Z-Pack is?
Yeah, I've had one.
So you know how it kills all the bacteria in your stomach while it's curing you of whatever else you need the Z-Pack for? And then they force you to take probiotics, which is introducing new germs into your stomach to rebuild your gut back. Because your stomach's full of bacteria.
It sure is.
So it's the same thing.
Even if you think about it, like if you live in a house with a septic tank, and you have to buy septic treatment, which is Rid-X, right? Rid-X is just bacteria that you're dumping into your system because the bacteria will end up eating the waste. So, bacteria, like as long as it's like, oh, bacteria is something you actually need in life.
Exactly. I thought I was the only smart person on this podcast.
No. So I mean, I get all this stuff. I was just coming from a point of view from people that would be me personally. I believe everything that you guys are saying. I believe science.
I tell you what,
until
like
it's disproven.
Being where I'm at in life right now, like even though like my aunt, she's still fighting cancer and the immune system and all that shit. Like, I won't get vaccinated because, like, the vaccination ain't been around for 5 years. And I don't know the long-term side effects, even though they say there's no way you can accelerate time to see what the long-term damage of a COVID vaccination is. But I'm completely cool with wearing a mask. Like I'll wear a mask everywhere, and it don't mean shit.
It's a fashion accessory to you.
No, I mean, it's cool because, like, I always got resting bitch face anyway. So like, and I've always since a kid, I've always been self-conscious about my grill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I wear a mask, like if I smile, like I ain't got to worry about you looking at my teeth. Like I'm completely straight.
But as a society, do you think we're ready for another shutdown? Because it seems like that's what we're on the verge of, where the vaccinated versus the non-vaccinated people.
I think it's going to be civil anarchy at some point. Because you got all the vaccinated people who are going to try to force vaccinations on unvaccinated. Yeah. The government's going to step in and be like, if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to be able to do this. Yeah. I mean, I read somewhere that they're actually looking to force government officials to get vaccinated. But now, if you even look at it like the NFL.
This is the first company that it requires their employees, U.S. employees, they have to get vaccinated by September to come back to work.
So if you look at like the NFL's introducing fines. If you're not vaccinated, you're going to get a fine. And then the teams have to have like a certain vaccination percentage. So they're doing all these things to enforce a vaccine. And my question is really, people with the vaccines are still getting COVID. Yes. If you look at COVID cases are still high. Yeah. And COVID cases have spiked since January.
Because of new strain. Yeah.
Because of new strain.
Yep.
Right, so you're vaccinated.
That's because also people are relaxing masks.
Okay, guys.
Like all the stuff we're doing to protect ourselves.
But that's
people
what I'm
are
saying.
relaxing
like,
on all that stuff.
I don't think it's a shutdown. I just think that there's something that's a requirement that you should do. So again, I'm sorry. Let me just. I'm rolling right now.
Thought.
Like if you say you got vaccinated, doesn't mean you still don't carry germs, and it just means that germs don't affect you like that. So you not wearing a mask, and then they say, "Oh, you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask."
Still fuck everybody.
Doesn't. You may be protected, but it's everybody
rest of the
around
people.
you.
Yeah. Right.
And that was always the thing, was when they said people to wear masks, the mask wasn't to protect me; it was to protect you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
From anything,
because
the
the mask keeps me from breathing my germs out to you, not from me inhaling the germs. Like, so as a society, if we really cared about one another, we would have wore masks and called it a day. Like, I have no problem wearing a mask, and I do that shit like when I go out, like into a restaurant or whatever. Like, I always got a mask on. But like I said, like I've learned to be cool with it. I wear a mask at work all day.
Andre, since you're a person that went to China, what is Japan? What's their thing with the mask? Don't they wear the mask 24/7? What's the whole?
Well, they had a SARS outbreak. So SARS was a coronavirus. I'm sorry, I'm rolling on intellectual shit.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
You better. So you know what? You better display your intellectual prowess.
So
I love it.
The Asia is typically a densely populated country. Like most of the countries are densely populated. So things like the flu and a common cold spread really easily from person to person because they're densely packed. Think about it. Japan has literally, at their rush hour, they have attendants at the stations whose whole job is to push people, or was to push people into a train because it was so packed, people would spill out and the doors couldn't close. So they've always worn masks as just to protect other people from if they have a cold or anything. Okay. So wearing a mask over there was very natural.
Okay.
They got hit. I don't know if it was pre-SARS. It was pre-SARS that they would wear masks. They've been wearing masks for literal decades. It was at one point it was for smog.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it for like smog and shit?
It was for smog, but then like they've always worn masks. So the whole, and that's not just like China and Japan. That's a lot of like Asian countries. People wear masks when they go outside.
Do you ever see us getting to that point?
Most definitely. They're honestly, in the early 90s, San Francisco had a huge smog problem. And they would advise people to wear like facial coverings to protect them from the smog. This is basically the same thing. I think we're going to get to a point where, at least for the next 5 to 10 years, we are probably going to have a consistent mask policy. And then there are going to be people who don't want to wear the mask.
Yeah.
But I don't get it.
Maybe it's because I've benefited from a very good immune system. But I feel like at some point we do have to realize where
that's a lot of
our immune system can save us and where it can't, and how we can improve the immune system itself. Because for me personally, I got COVID back in June of 2020. Mm-hmm. Completely asymptomatic. I had not a single symptom. And I wouldn't have known had I went to the hospital for a completely separate situation. They did studies on me. They were like, you have antibodies, you have this, that, and the other. So I realized that I am fortunate and blessed to have, been immune to this particular, disease or whatever. I like literally had none, not even a fever. So I'm saying all that to say, yes, I realize that the vaccinations aren't completely whatever, because we all get our MMRs in order to go to public school, right?
Yes.
I got measles. Even though I had the MMR, I got measles. And it was fine. It didn't, it went away or whatever. I had my MMRs. I had my booster shot, everything like you're supposed to have. And I still got measles. And this was later on in life. So I feel like at some point we have to realize that there are some things that natural selection is gonna do its thing. And I know that sounds like a lot like a lot of the I'm not saying, but we need to focus on how to improve the immune system more so than oh, we can't expose ourselves to these things because these things are going to mutate. These things are going to continue. You give yourself a COVID vaccine. Now you got a Delta variant.
Yeah.
And then you got another variant that hasn't even have an official,
name to it. Yeah.
name to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these things are resilient. We need to figure out how to make the immune system stronger.
Yeah.
Rather than just, oh, we need to wear a mask and
Yeah.
keep this from happening.
You told me to get the vaccine. Now I got the vaccine.
I got the vaccine. Now you tell me I can still get it.
Yeah.
And still like whatever, but it's like, okay, so let's really figure out what the science is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They'll
saying?
look at you sideways.
Like,
hey,
let's really figure out, let's take a look at what the science is instead of just vaccination, mask, this, that, or the other, because obviously mutations work because they realize, okay, oh, your immune system is going to do this, we're going to do this. So let's take a deeper look into what would really be effective.
You know, half of science is bullshit, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about, right?
Well, of course, it's
all
called
theory.
theories,
It's all theory.
and that's true. But there's a lot of hypotheses that become
You mean
actual
hypothesis?
hypotheses that become actual. But you're right. A lot of it is guesswork. And that's what I'm saying. You'll never know unless you start putting forward theories and disproving or proving them. I think that
but this is the funny thing is this isn't anything new.
no,
Obviously. It's just the first. I think this thing only became a big deal because it went worldwide. But coronaviruses have been around for God knows how long.
Right. The flu you get every year is a type of coronavirus.
The
thing is that
it's all like a spinoff of SARS or some shit, or it's called SARS COVID-19.
SARS was a coronavirus,
right? So
the MERS was a coronavirus. Like all these things are coronaviruses. Like the word coronavirus is just a term of a virus that usually gets transferred from a species to a species.
If that's the case, why is it that people are condemning people not taking the coronavirus vaccine versus people that don't take the flu vaccine every year?
It's the COVID-19 vaccine. It's not the coronavirus vaccine.
Because the mortality rate on this is higher. Yeah. And as our population ages, and it's statistically proven, our population worldwide is aging, reproducing less.
I think this is a form of natural selection. To be completely honest,
I'm down. We can afford to lose 2.5% of the world's population.
No, I'm just saying, like the whole thing about natural selection and survival of the fittest was that. Some point had to go. Like, if you look at like again, like places like Japan and China, they're overpopulated. Like, people were not meant to be in confined spaces like that. I mean, look. I mean, it's just similar to like when you're in the hood in the project buildings. Like, project buildings had 800 units, and you had 5 people in each unit. You know what I'm saying? So you got a large demographic of people very close to each other. Like even in old like medieval times, like houses were split. You know what I mean? Like, but all you see now, and this goes into like I was reading this article, and it was like in the early 2000s they thought millennials were going to drop the housing market. That millennials were gonna choose to live in communities. Like, have you ever seen those?
Commune?
They're apartment buildings, but they also have like stores in them and shit like that.
The live, play, eat places. Yeah,
yeah. So like,
but that's if you look at all the new major construction, that's all they're doing.
Yeah,
now.
Because they're building that. But the thing is that they didn't expect millennials to be homeowners the way they are.
Yeah.
They thought as society progressed, you were going to lose the want of owning a home and want more of the community aspect.
Okay.
Now you got Gen Z, they're all looking to buy houses, and that's why the housing market is up. But they're still building these massive, like units where you get a ton of people. Don't be telling me to wrap it up. you could walk off. I mean, you know, you can positively take your ass out the door. Respectfully.
That's disrespectful.
No, it's respectfully. We on a roll here. Like you got to cut it short. You could go. We'll keep going. We could talk about fantasy football. Like when you leave, we could talk about you. Look at his face.
Hey.
He hit
positive vibes.
Exactly.
Positive
I'm not even
vibes,
letting
man.
this shit roll.
Don't let him get to you.
I'm gonna let that shit roll off my back like a duck. By the way, aren't ducks the cutest?
He hit me with a wrap it up box. What the fuck you doing on my own podcast? Hey, you know, so we never finished the whole like the little baby thing. Or I mean, I'm sorry, not little baby, the baby. You know, so and then you get like people like I don't know if having Lil Boosie like supporting you in anything is like a cosign.
I can't believe you told me T.I. co-signed this.
T.I. co-signed it.
Well, T.I. So you know, I think,
activist.
But I think T.I. thing was more like towards No Law's X.
Yeah.
So the thing, and again, we talk about that, like Lil Nas X, just his recent video with Jack Harlow, Industry Baby.
Mm-hmm.
It
Slaps.
No, I mean the song is fire. Like again, but I think it's videos like that kind of
makes it murky.
Like I don't think
you got 4 guys in a room with 4 different opinions. Imagine a little kid.
No, but this is what I'm saying. I don't think that artists realize how influential they are.
Very.
He does. Hold on.
But no.
Finish your thought. Finish your
Okay,
thought.
so when you see something, I remember, and then this is how influential music is, right? And this is a basic. When I was growing up listening to music, right? Like I knew I wanted certain things.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted a Frank Mueller watch.
Yeah.
I wanted a Breitling.
Yeah.
I wanted a fucking Maybach Mercedes. I wanted these things because I heard them in rap songs and I thought it was what I wanted.
Yeah.
Now, as an older youth, and I'm able to like put logic to shit, it's like I would still love a Maybach, but obviously I'll probably never be in that financial situation to support a Maybach, right? Because it's $500,000. You got to have insurance on.
You one.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be in that position.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? Like a Frank Mueller watch, couple thousand, and Breitling, couple thousand. You know, like maybe I get to that point. You know what I'm saying? But they weren't things that I naturally looked at that I wanted. It was shit that I heard in a song and did that. You know what I'm saying? Like when T-Pain made a song, it was like, or what was it, Young Dro? My girl got a girlfriend.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, then you were like, yeah, that's what I need to get on. You know what I'm saying? Because you heard it in the song, so you think it's reality.
Yeah.
Just like all these artists that when they used to talk about being a trap star, right? Oh, I could sell dope and make it rich. They didn't make it rich selling dope, obviously, because if they made it rich selling dope, they wouldn't have turned to music.
Yeah.
Right? You would have been fucking Scarface. You would have been the fucking Kingpin.
Yep.
Everybody uses dope as capital to launch their rap career so they can actually be rich.
Yeah. So then you want to be El Chapo. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got to separate the music at some point. But it was shit like that. Like when you heard Jeezy come on, like you knew you was like, yo, like that shit made you feel like you want to go sell drugs. You ever hear some certain songs in the club and you come out and you feel like you're like, yo man, like you just have that epiphany that I got to do something different in life.
Yeah.
That's music in a way it influences you, because music was always about the soul, touching the soul, right? R&B, rhythm and blues. It was about touching the soul. But nowadays it's like music. Oh shit.
Yeah,
but music now is like, it's just certain things that I see that I don't understand. Like it went from selling drugs to using drugs.
Yeah.
Right now you see, I'm fucked up off right. I even hear Drake, like I got the Xans upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't take them shits, but you do. What song was that? Marvin's Room?
Yeah, Marvin's Room.
Right. I got the Xans upstairs. I don't take their shits, but you do. Like
Yeah.
he's like, yo, like I know I don't take Xanax,
Yeah.
but I got them because you could do it. Like you got a prescription for that, Drake? Did Drake have a prescription for that? Same thing with.
Here's the flip side, right? You said you don't think they know. I think they do know, and I know he knows because he's literally. I've seen interviews where he's literally said like, "Yo, he does the things he does because there may be a little kid out there, right? Constantly bombarded with telling him like, yo, your lifestyle ain't natural. That's not cool. You know, go kill yourself." And he's trying to tell him, no, it is okay. No. Right now, don't get me wrong. Some of his videos are like,
well, I mean,
bro,
like, so
what is
like,
you doing?
So like in this video, it just like it took. I don't want to say it took gay to a new level, but it was just like it was so flamboyant. It was like,
but it's no different than the tip drill video.
No. But I'm saying, but again, like. That's influence. Well, what happened after you saw videos like Tip Drill? Chicks went out there and started getting big booty lifts and shit like that.
Yeah.
Right? Twerking became a mainstream thing.
Yep.
But like in this video, like I think that people would this video. Let me give you a better synopsis. Right? Like Post Malone. If you watch a video, Post Malone be looking high and drunk in his videos.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
He paints his fingernails. Right? So what do people go do after that? They go paint their fingernails.
People been painting their fingernails.
But
dudes, I know several dudes who painted their fingernails.
But if you look at it now, it's that one. Like this is a mainstream thing now.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but it's like they create a trend. Right?
I think it comes back down to representation, and either all representation matters or no representation matters.
Yeah, but I'm saying
and
like I just don't think that for you to prove a point you have to go extra flamboyant.
Yeah,
I mean that's the way he chooses to express himself. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But what I am saying is representation matters, and he's representing who he is in hopes that, hey, some little kid is gonna see it. And think about like so think about it, right? Like think about Black Panther, right? Everybody made a big deal,
man.
Yo, man, we finally got a black superhero on got their own movie, and everybody was talking about representation. What about like the little gay black kid in his neighborhood? Everybody around him is telling him, no, you know, yo, you
cool.
Yo, you gay? You gay? Right?
Yeah,
but then he can look at Lil Nas X and go like, yeah, these people don't think it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not the only one out here. So representation matters.
No, I'm not taking away from the representation. Mm-hmm. But he the way he represents himself in that music video probably ain't the way he represents himself in life. So
but he's an artist. He can choose to represent himself but again, any way he wants.
So that little boy, instead of him liking his style, like whatever his swag is as a little boy,
he doesn't know what his swag is.
But whatever his swag is, he's now gonna mimic what's in that video. So next thing you know, he gonna be in the halter top because it's what Lil Nas X had in the video. Versus saying that I could be gay and not have to dress like that.
You
like
realize,
I feel like.
But here's the thing: he's not ever going to get that opportunity because everything else he's bombarded with is basically telling him his life is. So what if that same little kid was a huge Dababy fan, right? Loved all his songs, and then to hear like, because that's how I feel about T.I. I'm like, damn, T.I. co-signed this shit. I fucks with T.I. hard. Like I love T.I. Yeah. But hearing him say that is like, yo, how could you have like that kind of like, it's not like, oh, this dude tried to slide up on me or anything type attitude. No, it's literally for no reason. Yeah, fuck those people. What if it was country artists saying like, yo, fuck them niggas? Yeah. Right? Ladies, if your pussy's clean, go ahead and give me a yee-haw. But you niggers, nah. Like people would lose their minds. It's the same thing.
Yeah, look, man. I'm not telling him not to represent himself, but I just think that the video go a little too far.
Yeah, I could do without the dick slinging in the videos, but that's my personal taste, though.
But again, like
lots of people could do without the booty shaking and the titties flopping.
I was accused of thinking that his previous video was weird because I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, this new video, it doesn't bother me. Like, I know it's...
I could care less about the video. I mean, like, I see what he's doing. I mean, he applaud him for coming out and being gay and being proud of it, you know, because you need more people like that in society. But the thing is that, like, I don't look at Lil Nas X any differently now than I did at Old Town Road, right? Yeah. Like, when I heard Old Town Road, like, I was like, that's a banger. Right?
Yeah, it was.
That was a banger.
Yeah.
And then he had more songs. Then it was like, Lil Nas X is gay. And my reaction was like, okay, so what?
You mean the dude wearing the pink cowboy outfit is gay?
No, I mean, but that was like back in the day. Like, right? Remember, like, Neo came out, Neo was hot. Then it was like Neo was gay.
Yeah.
And I was like, so what? Like, I don't fucking care. His songs are still bangers. I mean, I still listen to R. Kelly, and God knows what the fuck he be doing.
Huh?
Neo's gay?
No, he's not gay.
But they said it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing wrong with that, and it's not going to change the music you listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is whatever it is. So, like, I don't fucking care. But I just think that when you do certain things in these videos to an extreme level, that shit becomes a trend.
Yeah.
That, you know, that may not be what you need. Again, because we just talked about this earlier. Society ain't there yet.
But you realize they said this about rap music. Like,
no, but again, and that's why I said, like, I was influenced 20 years ago by music, so I know what being under the influence feels like. Because when I was growing up, instead of saving money and putting it into a house, I was trying to buy the newest gear. I was buying shit I could not afford. Right? What we call it, living above your means.
Living above your means.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had more money invested in a car than I did in a property. Because in the music video, they only talked about having a mansion, right? Or, you know, having a fly whip.
So
if you can't get the mansion.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Right? And note this, I'm going to say this in the funniest way possible, but I mean no disrespect when I say it. It's not little Nas X's job to raise these little motherfuckers, just like it wasn't all them rap video artists' job to raise those motherfuckers. And I understand. I know you said you was influenced by that, right? But when growing up means you observe things to figure out who you are, and there are supposed to be people there helping you along the way and steering you, right? And my issue is that everybody now is like, it's media's job to raise people. Yep. Like, that's why, why I want to watch a violent ass movie. Why are you telling me I can't have that on TV because your kid might see it? Why is it the media's job to make sure your kid doesn't see something? Okay. Why is it not your job? Right? And that is, sorry, you got to a topic I feel real mad about.
No. So, but this is the situation that I'm saying, right? Like, as an impressionable youth, like obviously as an adult, I know how to make the right decision at this point. But as an impressionable,
do you really? Sorry, I'm just going. Go ahead.
Fuck you, man.
I think you're doing fine.
Whatever, man. Jesus Christ. So like, but this is the thing, right? So as an impressionable youth, right? You obviously needed a role model.
Yeah. Right?
So who was your role model? What was your dream growing up? You know, obviously they used to tell everybody you could be the president. Nobody wanted to fucking do that.
I know this sounds cheesy, and I know that people that don't have a strong family background fall through the cracks, but my heroes were my mom and dad.
Yeah.
So I never, I saw the videos, I saw these things, but they taught me different, so I didn't never buy it.
But not every kid had a mom and dad.
Exactly, and that's why I say, but that speaks to the system.
Yeah.
But that doesn't speak to,
you're looking at
still not the industry's job to raise.
But you're looking at a society where the majority of people are middle class, right? And what do the middle class want more than anything else? Not to be middle class.
Yeah.
So if I have a 14-year-old kid, right, and I work 2 jobs just to take care of that motherfucker, right? Because that's the way society is, and he's home watching Post Malone videos.
Yeah.
Post Malone is fucked up on lean.
Yeah.
covered in tattoos, right? And flay all this money around. Why the fuck would I want to be like my mom and dad, who are straight arrows,
Working hard.
working 2 jobs just to feed me fucking Chef Boyardee in a can, where I could go out, party, get fucked up, and be Post Malone. That's what I'm saying. Like
I don't know exactly. I can't speak to everybody, but
it's the same. It's the same logic they used against Trump. Trump, he would go out, be flamboyant, and it was like, you can't do that in the public eye. Granted, you can't be president like that. Like, everybody showed mad respect to Barack Obama, right? Barack Obama was I mean, come on, like any rational person.
Thank you, Obama was a thing for a long time, even after he was president.
but Obama was a dude. He went to concerts. Obama went to Jay-Z concert.
Guy, yeah.
He was a normal guy. He went to go watch basketball. He didn't.
Was it the Knicks? He was on the.
But
front
he
line?
He did normal things. He spoke to a youth, right? And he set an expectation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can still be you. But he's in the public eye, so look, maybe Obama got a little ratchet in him. We don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
does.
maybe he get out the shower, listening to Big Pimpin'.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In his POTUS flip flops and shit. Who knows? But he was in the public eye, and he did that. Like, these guys in the public eye. Granted, their lifestyle got them there, and their lifestyle is what it is. But when I grew up, music was about making money and enjoying it. The music now is about getting fucked up. Like, how many songs, they call it mumble rap for a reason. These dudes be on fucking so much drugs, you know, and it's like, I took a Xan, or I'm sipping lean, or, you know, I'm doing cocaine. They're clearly telling the youth, you could be me and do drugs. I'm sorry. It's just it's not a good example to set for people that you know are following. If you know you got fans, just like Dababy. Dababy should have known he should have known he had, you know, you got gay fans. You got fans that probably got a disease. You got fans that are women who may have a, you know, pH imbalance. You know, it is like he should have been like, if you like my music, you know, put a cell phone in the sky.
So, I think the cancel culture and just the culture in general, like Andre was saying, is looking for these people who have attained their own way into stardom to be role models. I think that is completely unrealistic.
I got a question. I got a question because this came up recently. They recently submitted a petition to cancel Kevin Samuels from YouTube and Instagram, right? So obviously Kevin Samuels is at the point where we want to cancel you. People, what was it, 11,000 subscription, 11,000 signatures in a matter of a day that people were like, yeah, we want Kevin Samuels removed from YouTube. But how come nobody's canceled Post Malone? Like, do you want a guy out there? Look at him. He's riding on the fucking car. He's high. He's drunk. He's encouraging your kids to use drugs, right? Versus don't do drugs, or hey, fuck it, sell it. Like, I don't even care if you tell me to sell drugs, right? Because I can sell it. I'm not using it. Nobody fucking cares who uses the drugs. It's the fuck, you selling it. You're making a dime. But how come he don't get canceled?
So am I to believe that people have to censor themselves because other people can't handle what they're saying?
I just wonder why in society it's okay to say do drugs and get fucked up, but it's not okay to say, hey, value yourself as a human being, you know, and don't let this toxic environment get you. Because Kevin Samuels may have some points.
I'm not saying he should be canceled. He shouldn't be canceled. Hold on. He's speaking his opinion, and that's what it is. But at the end of the day, if I have a kid and I'm raising my child, that is my responsibility.
But what's the
difference? That is not Post Malone's. That is not Kevin Samuels.
I understand, but what's the difference between Post Malone, Lil Nas X, and Kevin Samuels?
There's no difference.
Okay.
And none of them should.
There's no difference between them, right? The difference is why would they be canceled? Should Kevin Samuels be canceled? No, he shouldn't be canceled. He's expressing his opinion.
And he genuinely thinks his
finish.
opinion is doing good.
Right. He thinks his opinion is doing good, right? He should not be canceled, right? But if Dababy comes out here and is spewing a hateful message that a good majority of the world, him getting repercussions from that, like any repercussions besides physical, like if people stop buying his albums, if people stop following him on social media and he starts declining, they're going to say he got canceled. Mm-hmm. But really, that's people reacting to what he said. And people are now conflating, and let me finish because I got a little bit more, but people are conflating, the repercussions or being held responsible for what you're saying as a punishment. Like you got punished for saying what you said, which, yeah, you said some hateful shit and people don't want you around anymore.
You better speak on
That's what happens. Now, the downside to that, right, is like that's valid. That's 100% valid. But the downside to that is the people who turn around and try and weaponize holding people accountable.
Speak on it.
And then blow things out of proportion so they can then, quote unquote, cancel them and rile up all this hate around them, right? So like Kevin Samuels, someone, I don't think he should be canceled. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says because some of it is pushing close to that misogynistic line that I'm not comfortable around.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's said anything like, if you're telling me we're going to cancel Kevin Samuels and then that puts him in the same light as R. Kelly if he's actually guilty, like I feel hyper uncomfortable with that because that was a violent crime against someone else, right? And then this is a dude sharing his views and opinions.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be the point where it's like you choose to listen to who you listen to?
Yes.
Like so, like if, again, like in basic stream, like if I don't like what Post Malone's message is, I just don't listen to his music.
Right.
Right. Simple as that. I don't like what Kevin Samuels says. I just don't listen to him. I mean, Kevin Samuels, nothing in life you're forced to do. Right. Again, you don't like what Dababy said. You don't listen to his shit. You don't buy his shit. Right.
Right.
Am I going to try to stop you from doing it? Like, no, like I can't. Like, you're a human being. You do what the fuck you want. You answer to God at the end of the day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going out there signing a petition to say, hey, I think he should be canceled or I think you should be taken off. I mean, like, that's his record company. That's his endorsement deals. I mean, look, Mike Vick lost everything when he was fighting them dogs.
Yeah, he wasn't even fighting dogs.
He wasn't in front of the dogs. He was just the face behind it.
Yeah, but anyway, he took the crime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He did his time. He went through whatever programs he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have to stop like Mike Vick? I still like Mike Vick.
Yeah.
Like,
you're free to do so.
But
you don't feel he did anything that deserved a reaction.
Well, no, I think if whatever it happened, I don't think was right. But at the same time, like, I'm a realist that I could say that, you know, like what he did, you know, unfortunately is a common practice. I mean, maybe he was fighting dogs, but how many people are fighting chickens? Like cockfights are a well-known thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't value the life of a dog over a chicken any differently. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Life is life, and you're gonna do what you gotta do. You know, I don't think it's right. But again, Mike Vick did a crime, whether he was 100% involved or not. He did his time. He paid his debt to society, and he was a changed man.
Yep.
Right. So he did what he had to do. I just feel like society picks and chooses his battles. Mm. Right. You're gonna go after Dababy. Dababy says some fucked up shit. Okay. You know, same thing with, like, you got R. Kelly. He's a whatever criminal, Bill Cosby.
Right.
You know, things like that. And then, like, other people don't always get the same thing, and it's like, oh well, they're an entertainer. You know, it's like I get you're an entertainer, but at the point you have to realize that you're an influencer, and that's what a lot of people, like, on TikTok, YouTube's, Instagrams, they're influencers. Like literally the term influencer means you influence others.
So I think.
Damn, you let me finish.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you want me to wrap or hit
I
you
feel
to wrap it up?
strongly about what you just said.
You know,
You're right. I'm wrong.
I'm not. It ain't about that. I'm just saying that.
Cancel them.
Cancel
me.
You cancel.
You illustrious one. Continue.
No, I'm just saying, like you see, like when you look at a video like this, like they're in chinchillas, and it's like, yo, like I wish I could be in a chinchilla coat. That shit's fly.
I don't wish that.
You know what I'm saying? Like even the fad of skinny jeans and whatever will come from a music video. You know, and all of these things are cool because they're just accessories to life. Again, like when you listen to B.I.G., right? You wanted flashy cars, watches, gold rings, diamond chains, things like that. Like, but he never really talked about doing drugs, right? Which obviously, drug addiction is hard. I mean, you got the simplest form of being an alcoholic, but then you have more forms. Like, I don't. How do we encourage kids to take lean?
So, can I
go ahead?
Yeah.
You're good.
So I feel what you're saying on a personal level, but I also feel that we have to really I think part of natural selection for humans falls into the mental category as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, as Andre was saying earlier, that parents play a pivotal role in how the kids perceive the world, right? From birth, like the first things the very first influencers that we come across, Powder, are our parents.
Okay.
And my mom and my grandfather and grandmother taught me, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Mm. Come to your own conclusion. They didn't point me in any direction whatsoever, but if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
So can I ask a question?
Hold on.
I just want to ask a quick question.
But I gave you.
It goes with your culture. You're talking about your parents. Like who grew up? I mean, like I know I came from a broken household. Andre, sort of. But who grew up looking at their parents and said, "I want to be exactly like you when I grow up"?
Not exactly, but I want the same morals along the way.
I love my mother.
I'm not talking about morals, but I'm talking about like society standing.
Nah. I could see flaws in my mom's personality that I knew when I grew up. I didn't want those.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean personality. I'm sure everybody's parents, even if your parents but I'm saying even if your parents were working two jobs and they weren't there for you, like they were working two jobs to take care of you. So obviously, there's a lot of respect paid that way. Like my aunt, she was tough on me. And I was just having this conversation earlier today, but it was like she did it for a reason,
mm-hmm.
right? Like she pushed me in school because she couldn't afford to send me to college, but she wanted that to be an option for me. So, as a kid, I thought it was like, you're being a bitch. Like you're sending me to school. I don't want to fucking go to school. I want to go hang out on the block. But it was like, no, you can't. You got to go to school, right? So as a kid, I thought she was a bitch. But as an adult, it was like, thank God you did what you did.
Yeah. Because
I probably wouldn't be, anywhere near I'm at. Like, I don't feel like I'm successful in life, but I know I'm not successful.
Yeah.
I'm not where I want to be, but I know I could go the rest of my life and be okay. So like, I just wonder like how many people look at their parents financially in a society standpoint and be like, I'm cool with getting to your level.
Mm.
So I think everybody, there's always, even wherever you are, there's always room for improvement, which is why capitalism is a thing and why people get greedier and greedier. I feel like there should be a threshold where you're comfortable, but that's not necessarily the case. It's like, oh, we can get more. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just human nature to want more. But going back to what you were saying, I think, and I don't have any kids, but I can reflect on how I was raised and how I perceive life now. And I think parenting successful parenting is more about planting seeds than anything, because a lot of times you're going to have to figure out things for yourself. And I found myself, now that I'm in my mid to late 30s, I found myself recalling things that was said to me when I was younger. And I'm like, damn, this is true. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's more about planting seeds. It's not about trying to control the kid, control what they're watching. Because my mom, she didn't, as long as it wasn't ultraviolet or rated R or whatever, she didn't really like monitor what we were watching or what we were doing. She just, when we said something that gave her pause or concern, she would educate us on the situation. And then now it's like, how a lot of people say, oh, I've become my parents.
Yeah, man.
They don't necessarily mean they've became their parents because their parents forced their way on them. It's the things that they said is playing out the way that they said it was going to play out.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So it's more about planting seeds. So I say that to say that I grew up exposed to the same thing everybody else did, but I also knew that there was no reason for my parents, my grandparents, my mother, father, all these people. There was no reason for them to lie to me. So I need to keep an eye out for these things. Yeah. And when they popped up, I'm like, you know what? I was told about this.
Yeah.
I was told about this. This is the way I see it. Real life don't work this way. You know what I'm saying? Like there was just little subtle hints here and there. And so going back to what I was saying, if you can't distinguish, if you can watch Avengers and realize that you can't fly, you should be able to watch Post Malone's video and realize you can't go to the store and buy a $500,000 car without consequences.
Yes.
So I feel like natural selection also applies to your mind. Meaning, if you're a sucker to fall for some of this stuff that's being pushed out there when it's clearly fiction, that's your bad.
But is it clearly fiction though?
It's clearly fiction.
Well, I mean, we all said
it's clearly fiction,
we all said we made a bad credit card mistake when we were younger.
That was something different. And that not only was that something different, listen, when I was 18, they sent me a credit card. When I literally turned 18 and 2 weeks later, I got a credit card in the mail with my name on it that said, all you got to do is call this number and you got a credit card.
Set it up.
You cannot do that, especially to disenfranchised youth or minority youth or whatever, youths that aren't used to it. Like upper class, yeah, they might know a little bit because their parents might share with them. Mm-hmm. But people that are lower class, that is called predatory loan lending. Okay. And that was
prey on the weak?
No, but this is true.
The game, baby.
This is true.
You a pimp.
Listen, prey on the weak. And they preyed on me, and that's cool. I paid for it. Well, actually, my mom bailed me out, which is good. But I maxed the card out within months.
But you just said that people should know better than to make these consequences.
No. But
you did it.
And I also said there were flaws. I also said there were flaws that my parents had that I realized they weren't perfect. Mm-hmm. And one of the flaws was my mom did not discuss her finances. I'd ask her, what you doing? She'd be like, that's my business. And I think she did a huge disservice.
Let me ask you something. When you got the credit card, what did you go buy?
Actually, the first thing I bought was I bought a ring for my grandmother and a ring for my mom. Like diamond.
Okay. Let me take this to a different degree. When y'all started working, right? What do you?
Oh, he didn't like my answer, so he went to a different answer.
Because you give me some bullshit.
No, but that's literally what I bought.
I bought a no. When y'all started working, right? Y'all started getting a little bit of money.
Yeah.
What did you spend that money on?
Shoes and an outfit, and the car that I was driving.
Which time?
I'm just saying, like when because nobody here besides maybe this guy over here grew up in a real like stable environment, right?
I was stable.
No, I mean stable, but I mean like you was lucrative in cash.
No,
okay. I wasn't.
I knew there was a max.
right?
It wasn't
Me and my
lucrative.
brothers had to-
What do you mean?
Your family owned property and stuff, right?
So owning
okay.
property and being rich are two different things.
I didn't say you were rich. I said lucrative.
Owning property and being
What I'm saying
lucrative
is,
are two different
we
things.
grew up in inner city Miami.
I grew
right?
up in the country in Mississippi.
Okay.
It's
Well,
easy to own
well,
property in Mississippi.
when you want to tell me the real things you spent that money on, then we can talk.
So
I really
I'm gonna provide
did.
my input. So like,
when you started working at EB Games, right?
No, before that.
No, I mean, I know you said, but when you start working at EB Games and get a little bit of cash, where was the money spent?
I paid for my car. Yeah. I did help my mom pay for her mortgage, and then the rest of the money, and it was a lot of money, I blew on drinking and partying like a 18-year-old should,
like a rock star.
He didn't.
But here's hold on, let me finish. Before that, right, when I was working at my uncle's bakery, right, and I was spending money, I would literally spend that on whatever I want. But the difference is that it was a clear conversation with my mom's, and she was all like, I will give you food, I will give you clothes, and I will give you a place to live. This extra bullshit, if you want it, you got to go out there and buy it for yourself. And I did. That was a PS2. I remember I rode the bus to 163rd to the little game store where they would mod the PS2s, and I bought a PS2 with my own money. But I think it's my experience is a little different because I had been working since I was like 4 for different family businesses.
Yep.
So I'm used to getting a little pocket change here or there, but this was like the first large multiple $100 purchase I ever made on my own. And again, it's different because like I knew like the bills and stuff were taken care of, and the split second the bills and stuff weren't taken care of, I couldn't spend money on bullshit. I had to pay bills first and then spend money on bullshit.
See, he asked the wrong question. He asked what was the first thing
Oh, I'm just saying like
that I spent money on. I maxed out that card buying a ring for my grandmother and a ring for my mother for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did I spend money on myself? Of course.
Yeah.
I worked at American Eagle. I opened up an American Eagle card. I maxed it out on myself. So I'm not saying that I didn't like have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And I didn't spend
Like,
on myself.
I made
asked the wrong question.
Okay, my bad. I made so many dumb mistakes when I started working and I started realizing I had like expendable money. Like I was buying shoes, right, all the time, new outfits all the time. I got a Best Buy credit card. I got a digital camera. You know, at that point, cell phones weren't like where they are now, so you had to have a digital camera. You know, it was actually like dumb shit. I didn't have a car, right? I didn't save up to buy a car. Like I was just blowing money on dumb shit. You know, it was like if you could go back in time and change it, it's like, yeah, I would not fucking bought, you know, all them shoes because they're expendable.
Yeah, I would have invested.
You know, but the thing is now, like I wear Vans. Like I love me some Vans. Like I wear Vans. Like my everyday shoe is my Vans. These Vans here, I've worn almost daily for like 2 years. They look almost exactly the same that they did a year ago, right? You wear Nikes for like 3 weeks. They cost double the price. Them bitches look beat up.
Yeah.
After like 2 weeks.
Hold on, player. I've had these shoes for 4 years.
Yeah, but what do you do? Like I'm like literally
What
like
you mean? I go to
like,
the club in these.
Nah,
They
I
should be
go-
beat the hell up.
I
They
run
should be stepped
I
on.
run the block in these. I do everything in these.
Bro, I'm in the. You be looking at my snap.
I run from fucking police in these shoes. Okay,
I see you seeing me being great. So
see
you
you.
know I be out there.
Look,
I'm outside.
The point I'm making is that like you said that like the parents like at no way in hell or time was I set up to know anything about these things, right?
Hell, I
But
didn't
you
know.
know what I knew? I didn't want to be my aunt,
Mm.
right? I knew I wanted to get in a position so I could take care of my family, right? Like I want to make sure that they didn't have to struggle.
Mm.
You know, like I still take Juicy to account when he was like, you know, taking care of his mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie made it, he took care of his mom. Like if any of us made it to that point where you know your mama didn't have to work no more, you know, you would do that because you want to be better than your parents.
Generational wealth.
Right? You wanted that they gave you the heart lessons, but then you wanted to get better than that.
Yep.
But the influencer in your life that made you want to do certain things wasn't your parent most of the time. It was something you saw or something you see or some interest you had.
I feel like
if you want
between an influencer and an inspirator.
Okay, but we not talking about that. I'm talking about straight influencers, like people who influence your life. Inspirational people, maybe your parents, right? They give you those little like blocks of wisdom. You maybe had that uncle that would sit you down on the porch and hit you, hey, young blood, let me talk to you for a minute. Make sure you stay in school. You don't want to be like me, right? You would get that. I'm saying that people in the public eye have to realize that they influence, and it's the same situation that people they went after Trump, and I don't condone shit Trump does, but then again I don't condone the shit a lot of people do. Like if you're in the public eye, right, and you're here to like, I'm telling the youth you could be the president, and you see this dude speaking sideways.
Yeah,
that's not the guy I want you to be. I want you to be better than that. But this guy obviously didn't know any better. And so many people hated Trump, not because of like some of the decisions he made, like as a businessman, but as the shit that he was just on Twitter, bullshit this, bullshit that. And it got to the point was like, you can't do that, right? Why couldn't he do that? Because he's president of the United States. He was an influencer to so many people. Yeah. Like these artists don't understand, or maybe they do. They're out there to influence people, but it's a certain degree that, like, I just think the shit become extra. I guess.
I think society as a whole is a blame for how the influences are, because they wouldn't be who they are if people didn't
spend the money to
spend the money. If the businesses didn't push it, if the media didn't kiss their ass. And I'll give you a perfect example. I know that I am not a typical, I'm different than you three, right?
Yeah.
In the fact that my upbringing, where the region I'm from, all that good stuff. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. I like Tupac. I like Montel Jordan. I like all these. But the person who influenced me were people in positions of power like Colin Powell. Now, I know that you're like, oh, that's crazy. But my thing was,
what's that crazy?
Huh? No, because that wasn't
Colin Powell was what the first black attorney general.
Exactly.
So he was a well-respected war veteran.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, so like people would look at me and be like, oh, well, you're like the exception. But I knew a lot of people that were thinking that way. It was like, okay, so I realize everybody don't have the luxury of having people to break it down to you. My mom, she literally sat me down one day, was like, yeah, I know you like these people. This is the person that's running shit. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? This is the person that you really, she didn't say, she don't cuss, so, but she was like, this is the person, like it's okay to like these things, but this is, you want to be this person.
Yeah. Because
they're influencing laws and they're, doing this and they're the master of their craft. Yeah. And so I really, honestly, again, we're making a circle back to, I really feel like if society didn't perpetuate these people and raise them on a pedestal in the first place, they would switch their tactic up in order to get their fame. So if we as a society in America placed emphasis on being a decent person instead of just having money, then guess what? All of these quote unquote influencers would be portraying themselves as decent people.
Yeah, but we don't do that.
Now that's what they do.
When being a nice person gets you a big booty bitch in a Benz.
When you got money.
I'm just saying, it's the topic then went way too far. But I mean, it's just that when people are in positions of power, and power doesn't mean like clout. I mean, it's just you have an audience, and if you watch the Book of Eli. Like that was always the thing that one dude, why he wanted the Bible, because the Bible would control people, right? It's spoken word can get people to feel a certain way. The problem with Dababy, with his speech, is that unfortunately when he says that, he's gonna lose a lot of followers, but he's also gonna get a lot of people that are gonna be like, yeah, fuck that. You know, like
good publicity is not always.
What?
Bad publicity is not always a bad thing. Just getting your name out there is like a good thing sometimes.
Well, I think the problem is that it's going to encourage the hatefulness to another degree too. Yeah. You know, it's just like with Trump. When Trump went out and spewed his like rantic shit, it wasn't bad that Trump did it as much as how many people fucking jumped on that bandwagon.
He even said it himself in multiple interviews. He would just go out and say shit, and whatever the crowd reacted to, he just kept pushing it. The build the wall thing. Literally, he said, like, I'm going to build a wall. And then the crowd went crazy. And he was all like, I said it again.
Yeah, he's going to double down on it. Triple down on it.
So, you know, it's just a fucked up society. But, you know.
This is kind of half depressing podcast we've got so far.
It's not, I mean, it's a lot of
knowledge.
It's a lot of knowledge, man. It's that shit that make you think outside the box. Because, you know what? We're a podcast.
Yeah.
At some point, we may be influencers.
Yeah.
You know, like there might be a group of kids or fucking adults that look at us and say, hey, I always want to start my own podcast. Mm-hmm. Let me listen to these guys. And if we're sitting there just spewing some random shit, then they're going to be like, oh, that's all I got to do. Yeah. These guys did it.
So then all of a sudden, Urgoff becomes the champion of the group.
Whatever. Mr. Positivity over there.
Yeah. We got to put them vibes out, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Didn't we have a deer crew for this week?
No, we didn't. We didn't have a deer crew.
We didn't have a deer crew for this week? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it. This ain't the typical, like funny podcast we do. But I mean, it's one of those podcasts that hopefully get you, you know, thinking a little bit. Like, we don't want you to follow.
I like the thoughtful ones.
Yeah, we don't want you to.
Yeah,
sit
but we're
there.
like Rick and Morty. We can't stray too away from our dick and fart jokes. We got to give the people what they came for.
Give them the
a little dose of knowledge is a bad.
Why the hell am I here then?
Give them the tip. Just the tip.
I mean,
I'm here to be positivity.
They got their comedy in the beginning when Urgoff was going off on his whole like positive rant. Right?
I'm still positive.
He's still positive. So
you know what? Your hair is lovely.
It is, man. GQ.
I ain't done shit with my hair. Like,
whatever.
No, I cut it, but
yeah.
It's supposed to be styled. But I was like, man, I'm going with y'all today. Y'all said we weren't going out, so I was like, all right, it's another day of sitting in the plastic chair.
So
I did what I do every day. I threw on some Walmart shorts, a white tee, and did my everyday Vans.
This should be a segment. And I feel like it's Urgoff calling out Powder. First off, you didn't tell me we weren't going out. I got a shirt in the car.
My bad. That was the last.
You know, the last thing you said to me was
no.
Podcast Saturday.
No. That was the plan, and literally that was the plan up until about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
And you gonna text me that?
I fell asleep, man. That's why I was late.
Fired.
I mean, hey,
you're fired.
I'm sorry. Cancel me. Fuck it, man. I'm out there spreading propaganda, telling you we're going out. Like, who knows, man? Maybe
I was really
maybe your depression hits an all-time low tonight, and then you go listen to Post Malone for 2 hours.
No,
if you do, I'm so sorry.
No, he's not gonna raise my spirits. I can raise my.
I don't know how anybody could listen to Post Malone for 2 hours.
I like Post Malone.
Post Malone's good, but I couldn't listen to him for 2 hours. Though.
I couldn't listen to him for 2 hours.
He has one or two tracks.
On the album.
Nah, he got some catchy shit.
I fucks with him.
But I think it just gets worse as you go through his catalog.
Time goes
like
on.
you go from like White Iverson to like now what is it, Motley Crue?
Motley Crue.
Yeah. It's like I mean the thing is that like with most music now it's like all catchy.
Yeah.
My only issue with him is he looks dirty as hell. Like,
whoa, are you judging the man now?
Yeah,
that's a lot of money right there. That's a lot of
He looks extremely unkempt. and I don't appreciate
Hey,
That's a look
see
he's
the
going
Hey,
for.
well, but I'm saying,
right.
That's a look he's
Style.
going
yeah,
for.
but
I realize that.
But I mean,
it's
like,
not my vibe.
maybe it's just his thing. I mean, look at J. Cole half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jay-Z-
I got
Jay-Z
beef with him
now.
on that
Look,
too.
you see
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z now.
Jay-Z done
Jay-
turn it down.
Jay-Z
bro.
got too much money to be looking like he looked.
But that's the beauty of it, right?
You
Because
can do whatever you want.
dressing up super nice and having these things is so people take you seriously. But at a certain point, you reach a level.
No, you do it for
does
yourself.
No, you say that. You say that, but because okay, even if you do it for yourself, right? You're doing it for your confidence. But at a certain point, you reach a certain level where you're just all like,
No,
I am so established. It does not matter what I look or dress like.
I think
I will never get to those.
I think in the account,
You can mark this down on the podcast.
but I think at the account that they're kind of
Because
keeping
I'm going
it,
places.
they're keeping it real to a certain degree. Like Jay-Z, if he wants to wear his hair, and
true. That's true. If you're
You know
being
what
your authentic self, then go ahead.
you know,
But my
I
authentic
don't,
self like to look good.
I don't think,
Even not for
I'm
nobody
not,
else.
I'm not 100% sure that Post Malone is being authentic, but I mean, to me, like Cole's being authentic.
Yeah.
You know, even though Cole came out as a pretty boy with the little fade,
Yeah.
you know, in the Leatherman jacket, you know, now he's just kind of like, but he's still out there, but his bars are still sick.
My thing, you're right. You're right. I'm being a little harsh. Be your authentic self, but I really,
I mean,
I don't-
if you,
I don't.
you should be like advertising your beard shit to like the people who want to be natural. Like your beard is natural. It's a natural growth from every man with testosterone and even some women, you know. So like, wear your beard with pride.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
with
it's
some
gonna
South
make
Beach
that
beard.
shit look amazing. So,
But again,
the rest
so,
of you should look amazing with your beard.
But again, like, wouldn't you want somebody with like an all natural beard? And it's like, how you get your beard to look so clean? South Beach beard,
Vitamins and minerals.
South Beach beard. Who nobody wants to push vitamins and minerals, man. South Beach, you can't even plug your own shit.
That's what I'm saying. Vitamins and minerals are in South Beach.
Yeah, but they don't
beer.
gotta know. They like just tell them South Beach products.
Yeah,
You're right.
South Beach beard got my shit looking right? My shit natural growth with that South Beach beard balm. Look at that.
I
Look
am
at me
very
styling.
grateful for the plug powder. That's a masterful plug. I think we should all give Powder a round of
God damn it.
applause. Make him feel
All right.
appreciated.
No, we're over this shit.
No,
So remember,
our positivity must flow.
okay, positive.
Can you say something positive?
Yeah,
for
I
us?
am. My positive remark to end this podcast is remember that for the whole month of August, right? And that's, I mean, you're hearing this afterwards, but that's starting tomorrow because today's the 31st, tomorrow's the 1st. So for the whole month of August, anybody can go to 2davcrew.com/merch and get 10% off their order with the code sacrifices.
Sacrifices.
See, you're petty.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's pretty good.
You're
Hey.
petty.
I'm not. We decided that last podcast because we
Right.
got the new shirt coming out. That says
I got a
hashtag
jacket I want to buy.
sacrifices.
There's a jacket I want to buy for my trip.
You're petty, but I love it. I
Hey.
love it. Sacrifice.
Sacrifices.
Listen,
Sacrifices.
if anybody
What it
is
is.
not necessary. Things that you. Okay,
No,
I'm not going to get into
No,
it.
we
But you're right.
positive. We saving 10%.
You're
right?
right. You're right. You're right.
If you if you got
Hashtag
Patreon, look out for the Patreon. You'll get an exclusive code that'll save you more.
Mm.
So paying
And
the $5
also-
a month, ordering a couple pieces of merch, you pay for itself. I understand we don't give you a lot of Patreon exclusive content like we used to. So we'll make it up to you in some promo codes. And then check us out. At least I know I'll be at MegaCon this year in Orlando. Most likely Friday and Saturday. Look out for the crew. See what's up with us.
Also, check out southbeachbeer.com. Without spilling too many beans. You know, might be some changes ahead.
Restructuring.
Some things you may like. So, and go to southbeachbeard.com so that you can be fly like your boy. Take pride in your
I
appearance.
think my new
Have a
thing is
soft
I want to
beard.
grow dreads. Like I don't want beard right now. I want to grow dreads.
No, you want a beard.
Listen, like I'm dressing up on Saturday for MegaCon, so like I got to shave my beard.
I was thinking about it,
for
but you're
that.
giving me too short of notice. It's this Saturday?
No, it's the
that's
14th.
2 weeks from now.
It's the
Well, that's what I
14th.
mean.
Yeah,
in 2 weeks.
So
Yeah, 2 weeks.
anyway, check us out. Follow the Instagrams at 2Dab Crew. Only Giraffes. BP_2Dab. All the links are available at 2dabcrew.com. You know, we really need a following. We're actually so close to 2,000 streams. We're at like 1940.
Yeah.
So we need 60
get there.
streams. And we love y'all. We'll hit you with a peace.
Peace.